Okay.
So we touched on it. So you are originally from Louisiana, then you moved to Los Angeles area, Orange
Orange
County.
County, yeah.
Orange County, and then you went to school in Yale, and I forgot what state that's in. What that is? In
Connecticut.
Connecticut, where it's cold as fuck.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold there.
It's cold. Then you went to Philly.
Yes.
Oh, you went. No matter of fact, you went
To
to
Virgin
Virgin
Islands.
Islands.
Yeah.
Then you went to
Then
Philly.
I went to Philly, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta.
No, the New Orleans.
Then New Orleans.
Yeah.
Then Atlanta. Man, so traveling and being in different places give you a lot of perspective.
Yeah.
I want to know what are some of the, I guess you can, I don't want to say the differences, but what are some of like the most impactful perspectives that you've gained from living in these different places and experiencing the different people living in these spaces?
So when I was in Philly, I was a teacher, and I remember one of my students. I was teaching sixth grade, so the kids were like 11, 12, and I had a student, come to school really upset one day because he was like, "I'm just tired of teachers telling me that I can be whatever I want to be." He was like, "I can't. I can only go as far as what the world around me will allow me to be."
Oh,
He was like,
wow.
"I have to pick from the options, so I have to start looking at these options in front of me and be the best at what one of these options is." He was like, "I can't just be whatever I want to be." And I was like, he's just started a huge debate at the school because some teachers were like, he's right. And then other teachers were like, no, like we cannot let kids limit themselves,
Wow.
So, but I think it was interesting because, as I moved around, I did see that depending on like where I was, people had different limitations on who they could be or even wanted to be. So like I would say at least living on the West Coast was was just like very freeing. Like everyone was very free with what they thought they could be or could achieve, and didn't really have too many like emotional attachments to it.
Right.
It was just like I'm just gonna try my best to do what I want to do in life and make
Right.
life what I want it to be. But living on the East Coast was like a very different experience.
Really?
Yeah, it just seemed like things were just a lot more limited, like for
Yeah.
sure.
I definitely get that too from my experience going out west. It seemed like, first of all, it's so much more diverse than what I was used to. I'm just used to black people and white people.
Yeah,
And you
for
might
sure.
see some Mexican people sprinkled around, but out there, there's so many different people from different
Yeah.
parts of Asia and Europe and the Pacific Islands. And it
Yeah.
was just, it was a culture shock. And then the mindset of these people was very freeing. And
Yeah.
it made me like have the courage to be free and brave and the
Yeah.
exploration of myself, of who I am and what I really want to be. And that's an interesting point that young man had made. I'm wondering, where do you stand on that?
Where do I stand? I think it's important to always show children what their options are, but I don't think you should ever help a child to limit themselves or what
Right.
they think that they can do or be. Like, I think sometimes that's part of the option. Some of the options is you can leave this bird's nest and fly.
No,
And
absolutely.
so that's one of the options. So,
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I understand that he's trying to have a practical perspective of it, and him
yeah.
thinking that I can only do what's in front of me. But it's true, but it's not, because it's like, I feel like exposure is important.
Yeah. And it also thinking about like his life, the things that he's seen, right? He's 11
Right.
having this discussion and like very serious about it. He didn't want to talk about any like academics that day. He was
Right.
like, this, like, I had this epiphany and everybody needs to know, and I'm mad because why do y'all keep telling me I can be whatever I want to be?
Right.
But a few weeks before that, he was playing basketball at the park and there was a drive-by and he watched somebody die. Right? So it's like you kind of see like how your lived experiences impact what you think your options are.
No, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely, man. I hope that young man doing all right now, man.
I'm sure he's doing amazing.
Yeah, he's really smart kid.
He's really smart. And he's a really good basketball player.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's beautiful, man. Shout out to you, young man. And he's thinking really on a deeper level at 11 too at the time. Like, so you white. I know you white, little bro.
Yeah.